live at 10.
We begin with breaking news out of the nation's capital. President Biden and House Speaker Kevin McCarthy have reached an agreement in principle to resolve the country's looming debt crisis. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Dayne Marae. We begin with breaking news out of West Reading, Berks County tonight. A heartbreaking update from officials on scene of a deadly explosion at the R.M. Palmer Chocolate Factory. This weekend, President Biden signed the Fiscal Responsibility Act of 2023. It suspends the nation's debt limit through early 2025. The president says the bill prevents a default while reducing the deficit. I want to show you just how close Lehigh University Police is located to where this situation unfolded right here behind me. It happened right past this stop sign here. We are on East Packer Avenue.
So is 69 News reporter Dayne Marae. She's joining us live in Brooklyn with the latest. Dayne?
Wendy and Rob, good evening to you both. Very much an active scene behind me here. We are on 4th Avenue between 35th and 36th Street. You can see right behind me police still on the scene. Crime scene tape is still up. 3 major chemical companies agreed to pay more than $1 billion to settle claims. It involves contaminated drinking water across the United States with so-called forever chemicals. Some new details tonight on the 2 police pursuits in 2 days. They allegedly involved the same 16-year-old from Easton. Police say a cell phone and some quick thinking helped lead police to a stolen vehicle in Northampton County yesterday. And investigators say the same suspect stole another car less than 24 hours earlier. Wendy and Rob, you're going to like this. At last check here, the Phillies are up 2-0 at the top of the 7th. The winner of this series, they're going to the World Series. It's obviously snowing, but it is that wet snow. You can see my hair. It just looks wet. That's a good thing about snow, though. It doesn't matter what your hair looks like. You know, it is no secret that this Senate race is being watched across the country. National media outlets are here with us at this facility tonight, along with dozens of other local stations in the area. Pennsylvania is a battleground state. Both sides are vying for this spot. Before and after images from above show the magnitude of yesterday's explosion. To the left of your screen here, aerial footage of what the area of the R.M. Palmer Company used to look like. Fire trucks filled Ferry Street from South 9th to South 10th last night. Now there's kind of an eerie calm on this burned block, but I can assure you that you can still smell the charred remains from these burned homes. You know, not much of a different scene than what we were dealing with just a couple hours ago when water was just being poured down onto the property. I don't know if you can see it in the air, but there's a lot of smoke, a lot more smoke than we were dealing with a couple hours ago. We decided to come here simply for safety reasons, right? Our sunrise crew, they were on North York Street all morning long, and they told us that they were accosted, so we decided to just move our work here today. Back here at home, the annual Ice Cream Wars returns to the Da Vinci Science Center in Allentown. It's where science meets savory treats in the battle over who can make the most creative, tastiest ice cream flavors. It's so bitterly cold, I can't feel my fingers. I was going to use my phone to look at what I had to say. We're going off script tonight because it is that cold, that windy, that miserable up here. If you're a snow fan and a snow lover, this is totally for you. I mean, I'm not. I know.
Your world, your news. This is 69 News Weekend Edition, live at 10.
Good evening. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Dayne Marae. First at 10 tonight, a busy commercial area of South Allentown turns into a crime scene after apparent gunfire. Police taped off the parking lot of an AutoZone this afternoon. Shell casings scattered on that property, and that is where we find 69 News reporter Jack Reinhart live with the latest. Hey, Jack. Jack, thank you. An Easton man is facing charges for allegedly making sexually explicit comments to children at a city pool. Police say it happened yesterday afternoon at the Heil Park Pool. 53-year-old Jeffrey Fogel allegedly told 3 girls there between the ages of 8 and 16 about a nude beach in New Jersey and discussed a male's genitalia. He was arrested on corruption of minor charges, arraigned, then released on $10,000 bail. He's now banned from Easton City pools. Police are reminding parents to to always be cautious about who their children are around. Several people in an apartment building in Whitehall Township, Lehigh County, well, they aren't sleeping at home tonight. That's because part of a building's foundation was damaged by a car. The crash happened yesterday night at the Parkview Apartments in the area of Fairmount and Jordan. People in 5 apartments are now displaced. The Whitehall Fire Bureau said it worked with management of the apartment complex to relocate them. In Ashland, Schuylkill County, flames tore through an apartment building there and damaged buildings next to it. The fire broke out around 8:15 last night on West Center Street. The fire quickly went to a second alarm. Fire departments from Schuylkill County and neighboring Northumberland County were called in to help. A dispatcher told us it appears no one was taken to the hospital. It's unclear how many people are out of a home tonight. No word yet on how that fire started. In Berks County, one person was hurt in a crash between an SUV and a bike. It happened around 2 o'clock this afternoon at Boyertown Pike and Ritters Road. Emergency dispatchers say one person was taken to the hospital because of this. It's unclear how bad their injuries are. No word yet on what led to that crash. A crash in Milford Township, Bucks County, causes heavy damage to 3 vehicles. This one happened late this afternoon at Portser Road and Milford Square Pike. One of the vehicles left the road and ended up next to a building. Multiple ambulances responded. No word yet on injuries or the cause of this accident. In Northampton County, Bangor police are looking for the culprit who stole donations. Police posted on social media this afternoon that money was stolen out of the donation box for the Bangor train at the borough's Memorial Park. Anyone with information is asked to call Bangor police. Defenders of Ukraine's city of Bakhmut are keeping up the pressure, even though Russian forces recently declared victory over there. Russia declared victory in what has been the longest, deadliest battle of the war so far, it's being called. But Ukraine fighters are giving commanders in Moscow another thing to think about ahead of an anticipated Ukrainian counteroffensive. Ukrainian offenders still control the western fringes of that city. Ukraine's deputy defense minister says Russian forces are now trying but failing to oust Ukrainian forces. Well, you know, almost a year ago, we told you about a Ukrainian refugee staying in Schuylkill County and starting her first day of high school in our area. Well, today we have an update on how her school year went and how her family members overseas are holding up. 69 News reporter Hannah O'Reilly with more. A wayward and unresponsive small business plane that flew over the nation's capital this afternoon caused the military to scramble. A fighter jet raced to respond before the small plane crashed in Virginia. The fighter jet caused a loud sonic boom that was heard across the capital region. The FAA says the small plane took off from Tennessee and was headed for Long Island. But the plane turned around over Long Island and flew a straight path down over D.C. before it crashed over mountainous terrain near Montebello, Virginia. It was not immediately clear why the plane was non-responsive, why it crashed, and how many people were on board. This weekend, President Biden signed the Fiscal Responsibility Act of 2023. It suspends the nation's debt limit through early 2025. The president says the bill prevents a default while reducing the deficit. Now reactions on the negotiations for the bill continue from both sides. Correspondent Shelley Malashi with more. Officials in India say the train derailment Friday that killed 275 people and injured hundreds more was caused by an electronic signaling system error. That error caused a passenger train to switch to the wrong tracks and crash into a freight train. The crash is one of the country's deadliest rail disasters in decades. Back here in the States, one of the 3 people unaccounted for in last week's apartment building collapse in Iowa has been found dead. Recovery teams located the body of Brandon Colvin Sr. The heartbreaking news came on the same day his son, Brandon Jr., attended his high school graduation ceremony. The 2 people who remain unaccounted for are feared dead. The cause of the collapse is still under investigation tonight. But days before, a large part of the building crumbled. Inspectors noticed a brick on the outside separated from an interior wall and was at risk of falling. We'll be right back. Good evening. Hi there. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Dayne Marae. First at 10 tonight, firefighters from Reading and beyond battled a raging row home fire in the city this evening. Some homes were destroyed, but the chief tells us there was the potential for the whole block to have gone up in flames. 69 News reporter Jack Reinhart live in the 1000 block of North 11th Street tonight with the very latest. Hey, Jack. Jack, thanks. Another fire, this one in Upper Milford Township, Lehigh County. Flames tore through a barn. The fire broke out late this afternoon in the 4900 block of Beck Road. Emergency dispatchers tell us it appears no one was hurt. No word yet on what caused that fire. All right, some new details tonight on the two police pursuits in 2 days. They allegedly involved the same 16-year-old from Easton. Police say a cell phone and some quick thinking helped lead police to a stolen vehicle in Northampton County yesterday. And investigators say the same suspect stole another car less than 24 hours earlier. The second chase happened yesterday afternoon in Palmer Township, Northampton County. Police say a woman left her car running on Courier Road. She went inside a store with her 8-year-old daughter still in the back seat of that car. The suspect jumped into the car, but the child was able to jump out right as the vehicle was pulling away. The mother's phone was still in the car at the time, which police quickly tracked. The vehicle crashed a short time later on Route 248 in Upper Nazareth Township. Police said the same suspect was also involved in a stolen vehicle pursuit from Easton, which ended up in Ross Township, Monroe County on Friday. He was released in Monroe County. He's now being detained at the Northampton County Juvenile Detention Center. New tonight at 10, a man was found dead on Route 222 in Lancaster County near Berks County. State police received reports about a body on the highway in Brecknock Township. They say it was near the Turnpike interchange around 7 this morning. Troopers are asking anyone who may have seen suspicious activity near mile marker 48.6. Police are also asking drivers who were in the area between 4 and 7 this morning for any dash cam footage. Anyone with information is asked to call state police in Lancaster. A landmark church in South Bethlehem held its final service today. St. John's Windish Lutheran Church is one of 3 Lutheran congregations merging together, and they're selling their properties to Lehigh University. 69 News reporter Sierra Janelle has the story. Thousands of runners hit the streets this morning for the annual St. Luke's Half Marathon and Companion 5K. Carly Shea of Lewisburg is the women's winner of the half marathon. A lot of people down there. It's the 5th time the 44-year-old has won the 13.1-mile race. The men's winner, 25-year-old Corey Mullins of Bethlehem, and it's the first time he's won. The half marathon and 5K both started and ended in Allentown. And that event had more than 2,200 participants. Some people got a good workout in. Others had some different plans. 69 News reporter Hannah O'Reilly explains. A lot of fun out there today. A New Jersey-based national company files for bankruptcy. Straight ahead on 69 News Weekend Edition this Sunday night. What's next for retailer Bed Bath & Beyond? Plus, another deadly weekend across the country. The latest cities hit by gun violence and how some lawmakers plan to combat the issue. Clayton, no more 80s for a while, huh?
Yeah, I think it's safe to say that's going to be gone for a bit here, folks. I have to break back out those heavier jackets here. We're talking about some below normal high temperatures to start the week. Things largely dry, and those temperatures staying below normal for some time. We'll see what the chances for rain look like coming up with your 7-day.